council election be included in this process. I was pretty much disturbed on how the election went on May 7th. After watching the videotape, I
If I
realized.
can interrupt you, sir, there was no election of Tampa City Council on May 7th.
Well, for when you took the seat of the chair.
Oh, I see. I apologize.
Right.
Go ahead, sir.
I was after watching the videotape several times, and I was pretty disturbed from what the attorney from the city had mentioned about there not being a chair and a pro tem at the time prior to y'all conducting business. But my main point, what I wanted to bring up, is looking at what the clerk read from. She said that votes will be counted by raising the hand. And during the time that the pro tem was elected, y'all took a motion. And during that motion, it's around the 30-minute mark in the tape where nobody raised their hand during that motion. Only one person did, and that was the Pini. So looking at that tells me that the process in that wasn't right. I feel that, in my opinion, I feel that it was the process was violated, or I just feel that the process was violated, along with other things that I read from your policy as well. Now, is one thing I understand that. One thing that I do understand is that it clearly states that the chair should decide all orders and procedures of any motions or anything like that, or how to conduct the election. And reading that, the process, I just feel that the whole process was flawed. And especially when the pro tem was elected and nobody raised their hand. So how do you determine if everybody says aye, when it clearly states from the clerk who was conducting the election that votes will be counted by the raising of the hand? And that's my point. So to me, it seemed like it was out of order when actually it says the election of the chair will be held first. The chair.
Mr. Green, I will point out to you, if you look at the tape again, the rules were suspended in order for us to go back and do the pro tem first, and then went back to chair. So I would suggest that you look at that tape again.
Yeah, and I did. But you know, I'm reading your policy and procedures.
I understand that there was no chair. Sir, Mr. Green, I just will point out one thing. There was no chair at the time. There was no chair. The chair's term ends on March 31st every year. So there's no chair at that time. The clerk runs the meeting. The clerk is the one that institutes any of the rules and any of the procedures at that time. Okay. So I'm not having a discussion with you.
Okay, I understand that, but you're telling me what the clerk does, and I'm telling you what the clerk did. The paper says that the chair will be elected first. So I'll just leave it at that.
And again, go back and you see that we suspended the rules to go back.
I have a question for you, since you brought up my name. I want to know exactly what you saw. Tell me again.
What I seen was after y'all went through the process, I think it was like on the 13th time. Mm-hmm. And that's when you suspended. You took a motion to vote in the pro tem.
Correct.
That was after you conducted business to elect the CRA.
Correct.
You did that first, actually, which was out of order because you needed a chair to conduct business in my opinion. So after you did that, then you made a motion to vote in the pro tem. Correct? And at the time, when they took the motion, on the clerk's paper, since she's conducting this election, it says all votes should be taken by the raising of the hands. Is that correct? I have the paper right here. Would you like to see that?
No, sir. Listen.
Go
ahead, Mr. Bean.
Okay. So
she's asking you a question.
So when the clerk asks all in favor, Everybody said aye, and Ms. Capine was the only one, Council Capine was the only one who raised her hand. And that's at the 30-minute mark on the video. I purchased the video.